Oh, they got candy out on the table. Uh, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I do want to face forward, or even like maybe at like an angle, like if we sit like this side facing.
All right, go ahead.
Like and subscribe and hit the bell.
There you go, man. Appreciate the high five.
Really, really bad, okay? He feels horrible. Make sure you give him a hug. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask a couple questions. If this applies to you, just raise your hand, and then I'm gonna walk around the room. I'm gonna ask for your name, like what platform you like to sell on, and then the answer to the question. And if you want to say something about you, you can. So, if this applies to you, it could be on any platform. Who here this morning has had a sale over $100 since they've been at Flipcon? Oh, we got a hand over here. We're coming down, hold on. All right, what's your name? Leah. Everybody give it up for Leah for being here, thank you. All right, so tell us what platform you sold it on and what the sale was. Uh-oh. A 90s red, white, and blue windsuit for how much? $149. That pays for like half your Flipcon. Let's go on Etsy, guys. On Etsy, that's amazing. You didn't raise your hand, sir. You didn't raise your hands. You guys, everybody give it up for Scott, the Cha-Ching King. He's got free merch in the back. That's why he's got to make all these sales to pay for the free merch that you guys are stealing. They shut your, oh, I thought you said they shut your wife off. Oh, the hotel, you mean? A sale for $220 on eBay. What was it? What was it? Russian nesting dolls. That's pretty awesome. Can anybody beat 220? That, you made a sale since you've been here for more than 220. All right, let's get it real quick. What's your name?
Sean Robbins.
Sean, what'd you sell?
Polaroid camera.
Polaroid camera, for how much?
$510.
$510, people. I don't think anybody, can anybody beat that? Since you've been here at Flipcon, $510. Sorry that my voice is squeaking, I'm still going through puberty. You can beat him since you've been at Flipcon? Kinda? Alright, we gotta see this, hold on. Alright, tell everybody your name.
My name is Cameron Bowser. Cam on YouTube and all that.
Cam on YouTube. That's your name on YouTube. Is Cam on YouTube? Oh, just Cam, everybody. C-A-M. He was able to get that. That's amazing.
I sold a set of Callaway Road, just some golf clubs. I paid like $50 all in, and I sold it for $500 plus 50 shipping.
500 plus shipping. Pays for your Flipcon trip. That's awesome. That's awesome. One eBay sale. That's amazing. Wow, $500.
I say all that because I feel like a lot of us in this room are existing the same way. Something used to make your heart race, you understand? And now that's a frozen memory. And now you've traded that in for enough brain activity to keep you alive. Like you're on autopilot, but something used to make your heart race. You used to get excited about maybe the career that you dreamed of. Financial freedom, traveling, vacation. But you traded that in for this 9-to-5, paycheck-to-paycheck mentality. Or maybe it's in your self-employment that you find yourself on autopilot. You're your own boss, but you're still skating by on the bare minimum. I hope I'm talking to one of you guys in here. Not at Flipcon, right? Yes, at Flipcon, on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere that you see a reseller or a content creator seemingly living their best life, I wonder how many of us are even meeting the challenges that we set for ourselves. But I have an immediate challenge for you, okay? I want you to implement the changes that you're inspired to make at Flipcon while we're here. Don't wait until you get home to make the changes. Let Flipcon be the kindling, okay? It's not the spark. The spark is already inside you. Let Flipcon be the kindling and start a fire so hot in your life that even that cold Canadian winter can't stop you, all right? Start this fire and rediscover the thing that used to make your heart pound, right? Rediscover your why. Why do you do this? It's not money. I know, some of you immediately, you're like, I do this because I have to pay my bills. You could work for someone else and pay your bills. You could probably work less and pay your bills. I said, why do you do this? But I don't know about you guys, this is hard. Like, especially if you're just starting out, it can be really difficult. Time. That's something that you can't get working for someone else. That's why I started reselling. Time with my kids. Time helps me feel my passion. I remember when I was working as a realtor, I didn't have a day off one year until Easter. And I was pregnant with my second son, and I was like, I won't drop him off at daycare. And so I needed time. And reselling gave me that time. Like, I brought my family with me this week. Reselling affords me time. It's just that thing that you can't get back. It means a lot more than money. I'm passionate about my family. Outside of God, they're the most constant thing in my life. They're not the only thing I'm passionate about. I'm sorry, guys. There are actually a number of things I'm really passionate about. I love to paint. Paint is cheap. But the time it takes to create, like, that's costly. If any of you guys in this room are artists, you know what I mean. Like, the time sitting down just to draw a picture. I love to serve God by serving my community. So every week I deliver Meals on Wheels. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you always see my Friday post about Meals on Wheels. Gas is cheap, but the time devotion to those people every week, that means something. It's why time means more to me than money. Time is the only thing you can only spend once. You can reinvest the same dollar 100 times. You can only spend an hour once. Remember that. You guys are here, you have given such a huge time devotion, you'll never get this time back. My husband and I are ultramarathoners, which means we're those crazy people that signed up to run greater than 26.2 miles. We're there. I know how far I can run, I don't know how far I can't run, and I want to find out. As a matter of fact, my husband, Drew, is running 100 miles next week. He has a race that he's been training all year for.
I'll do that. First of all, don't ask YouTubers. 10 minutes? Anyway, so Trish asked me to do that, and then Josh said, hey, would you do the same speech? I'm like, but we put it after Rachel's speech. It's supposed to go before Rachel's speech. And then everything, this isn't motivation. Speaking of which, you had me visualizing, and I was doing all this stuff, and then Carrie on the way up here sends me a picture of his speech. Visualization. It's a whole day to do it. Thank you. And he's got no socks on. I wouldn't even say this. It's going to go over 10 minutes now. But Dave is sitting there, and Carrie's sitting there, and they're texting each other, and I'm trying to ignore it. I'm tired. I'm used to it. I mean, any teachers in here, any old teachers that either retired or current teachers? So like it's back to school time, right? So you're either ditching or you're retired. So when we get in every year, depending on the school system, you have this big room full of people, and the superintendent speaks or something. And anytime they would ask people to stand up, like what you did, which I'm going to do in a minute, but it's not going to be motivational at all. It'll be free stuff. I would get up and they'd mingle around and do the bingo thing. They gave me PTSD, by the way, Josh, the bingo. And I would walk, everybody would move around, so I would literally leave and I'd go home. And nobody knew you were gone the rest of the day, right? They saw you there in the daytime, it was beautiful, it was perfect. I don't know if it's but anyway, Liz perfectly asked me to do that, so we're gonna do that. But we'll have a little fun for just a second, and then I want to say what I want to say, and then we'll go. So I am gonna ask you to stand up. Really quick. Most of you sit back.
Push my trigger.
Look,
So if you, before this event,
you can't even see Kevin.
where's Art? So, if you've never heard of me before, you can sit down. Oh, wow, this is my type of event. When I asked that at Liz Perfect, I can see Paul back there. He's when I asked that at the Liz Perfectly event, I was sitting at table 8, I think it was. Oh, it was table 5. They made you sit places, as opposed to this, where you can sit where you want. I kind of like this better, our trade. So, everybody at my table sat down except one person. Wow, this is like, I felt awful. The eBay guy didn't know who I was. It's like, this is great. So, all right, so I didn't make anybody sit down. I have a list somewhere. I probably should have grabbed that. There it is. Here's my list. I'm gonna ask you a question. If you can't answer, you're gonna sit down. All right. Let's see here. How many degrees does American arbitrage have? If you can't answer that, you gotta sit down. No, don't answer it. Don't say it. Ooh. Here.
That's a really big question.
I feel better about this day already. If you can't, I gotta keep Dave too. Well, we'll skip Dave. If you know one of my kids' names, you can stay standing. One of my kids' names. Maybe I should carry it right, I guess. All right, if you.
All right, everyone. So, taking a little bit of a break right now. Everything's going amazing. We've got all these speakers that are going to be here. We just watched or listened to Rachel Strickland, and of course Commonwealth. Everyone had to give him $5 to get on stage. So, shout out to you, Commonwealth, for some good, really good advice. But yeah, everything is amazing so far. Going up to the room to get my notepad because I left it. But I think the next thing that's going to be coming up is going to be a couple more speakers, and then we're going to have our lunch break. So, we'll keep this going so you guys can see it.
I just let it go. That's like 2 cents if I just every time I let it run. Nice. And then
That's all the ads run.
And then my other responsibility includes if someone says something mean in the comments, I block them and then go to their channel and then put thumbs down. For this videos. And I don't know if that does anything, but it feels good inside. That's really what I do. I literally don't even, she does 99.9% of the work. I might run a package to the post office services. I didn't think I was going to be up here. If you use manually, they said that it makes, gets the typos, speaker, I don't know why. Anyway, there you go.
So one thing,
I think one thing that's very common between all 3 of you is you have so much going on with children and businesses and balancing all that. And I've actually asked our good friend ChatGPT to come up with some questions for you. They're actually pretty good. So this one says, can you share a specific moment or experience when you realized the importance of maintaining a healthy work-life balance in your reselling and content creation journey? And how did that impact your approach moving forward?
you go first.
I do. Well, one particular experience that comes to mind is one of the videos series that we did that started to take off or help my channel grow a little bit was when we unboxed pallets together. And there was a day when we had everything.
I made a whole YouTube video about it to know how much money he makes. And we have Haley, who left behind a very prestigious career to sell junk on the internet. And that was her focus for her as well. So have at it, introduce yourselves, and we'll go from there.
Hi, I'm Becky. I have been teaching choir. I teach high school choir for like 10, 12 years, something like that. And then I started reselling at the end of 2017. I started my YouTube channel about reselling part-time, probably in 2019, something like that. So, and then I'm married, I've got 2 kids. That's my mom.
I'm Dave, and I also teach
Hollywood and did it for like 12 years, and recently quit because, well, I wanted to. And I could.
I'm Haley. Hello. I'm also nervous of my voice shakes or something. It's because I'm nervous.
You're so cute!
Yeah, like I said, I'm Haley. I'm half of Harry Tornado. A lot of people are like, yeah, Harry Tornado. But I'm like, I'm kind of half Harry Tornado. Just
Better half.
Haley Tornado. But yeah, I quit my job 2 years ago. I had a college degree in biochemistry. I only worked for like 5 years before I quit, but when I quit, it was like the biggest thing, because I was like, I don't like quitting. I don't want to let people down. I'm a people pleaser. I want literally everybody in this room to go home and like feel happy about this event, and like that's part of my nervousness. Like I want you guys to have fun. And so yeah, I'm a super people pleaser. But yeah, like I said, I quit 2 years ago and I'm never going back. So yeah.
Okay, there we go. So to Becky, the speaker that this is also ChatGPT questions. Speaker that chose to keep her full-time job despite earning more, not needing the income from that job. What factors influence your decision to maintain your traditional employment, and how do you manage the balance between your secure employment and your entrepreneurial pursuits?
Yeah, so when Josh sent these questions, I had to think about it a lot, and I think it comes down to two things. And I think it goes without saying too, like what everyone is sharing up here, this is all our own personal experiences, and never are we trying to say like you should do things exactly the way we do them because it worked for us, it should work for you. I know everyone has different circumstances, but for me it came down to two things. One was my husband. He's so supportive. When TJ was kind of sharing what he does at home, that's my husband. He does the laundry, he cooks, he cleans, he's driving the kids everywhere so that I can kind of have time to create and list and do all the not so fun things sometimes. But both my husband and I, our parents, they immigrated here from Korea when they were in their 20s. My upbringing, my dad was a pastor of like small Korean churches in the Chicagoland area. My mom worked for USPS, and we did okay. I mean, I qualified for free lunch. I, like Kevin, never had new shoes, or we just wore hand-me-downs from people at church. My husband's parents, I think it was even harder. They kind of worked at dry cleaners, little odd jobs here and there, and he just never really had stability growing up. And I think that's why he went into education. He just wanted stability. Like, he didn't want to worry about, like, do we have health insurance this month?
Yeah, have you tried that?
Did you know that?
Now, Kevin is incredibly folksy, very full of himself. And anything else you want us to say negative about you?
I'm just glad the microphone's on today. Last year the mic was off.
Well, no, not in the live yesterday.
No,
you were loud and clear.
On the last podcast that we had. Take a smile.
We're used to that by now.
Yeah.
Paparazzo is all over the business.
Pictures
Okay,
up
so
there. $10 autograph.
last year I had this same problem. Luckily, Josh scheduled us earlier because by the time we got to our show last year, I felt so horrible about how bad I was at reselling that it was hard for me to do a show. This time, I've only been made to feel horrible by
Weren't
Tucker.
you on the optimization panel last year?
Tucker was telling me his numbers, and it devastated me to my core because he sells more in 5 minutes than I do in a year.
He has a paper.
Tucker, raise your hand. Let me see you. How old are you, Tucker? Yeah. How old? 13 years old, and he's like, oh yeah, I made 10 grand on that flip. I'm like, yeah, I didn't ever see that.
I met Tucker 2 years ago. I taught him everything I know, so that's why.
Yeah, you had him do the cabin.
Actually, he came and did garage sales in my area, and he says, how do you make any money here?
Yeah. Yeah, he said he's got some unique. Anyways, either way, I feel terrible about how bad I am at reselling.
Hey, Sonny, can we get a hair flip? Can you stand up and flip your hair real quick, dude?
Where are you at, Sonny?
Yeah, Sonny, no.
Sonny, hair flip?
You're not, come on, Sonny.
Sonny got shy all of a sudden?
We're going to auction off a lock of his hair, 545 whatnot. Free Nintendo Switch, by the way, you should hang around.
He's got a whatnot, guys, if you weren't aware. He has a
Once
whatnot.
again,
Whatnot's back.
Contract time and place cut.
Did you guys see the back of my shirt? This is my reseller Genie shirt.
It says, ask Kevin about his affiliate link there.
I don't even get my own link anymore. Bad. But yeah, make sure you. Ooh, it just got louder. I think I just started yelling, Carrie.
Dave
Ramsey show crying. I had, what are they called, the debt collectors? I had them calling me and actually bullying me, so I called Dave Ramsey to complain, and I was crying, I was upset, and he told me, don't answer the phone, just don't answer the phone, just hang up on them. You're dealing with unintelligent life. No offense to anyone that's a debt collector.
Any debt collectors here?
Sorry.
We're good.
We love you. But yeah, he told me, don't listen to them. Don't listen to bullies. If people are calling you and bullying you, don't listen to them. And I told him, well, the one thing that I have to look forward to is I just got hired with this little company that's named after a fruit. And he goes, oh, Apple? I wasn't supposed to say that on the air, but he said it for me. And so that was the moment when I was panicking because I was being bullied by debt collectors. I had maybe, I think I had like 14 or 15 credit cards at the time. And I was 28. I'm 42 now, so.
But it wasn't, what did you say your total debt was at that time?
Oh, when I called Dave Ramsey, it was like $8,000 or $9,000. But at that age, that was making me panic. Also, they were calling me, bullying me, and they were asking for more than I actually had. I was underwater, as they say. I was drowning. I was drowning in debt. Every time a payment came around, and it could be like an $80 payment, and I was like scraping to find $80 because I was drowning in my credit card debt.
I've been there too, and it's what I like about that is like your mindset, like you were panicking over that, but there's some people that have $200,000 or $300,000 or $500,000 in debt, and they're like, I'll just pay it off later. And that's, I mean, it's crazy. I listen to Dave Ramsey all the time, and I think the craziest story we heard was a medical student that was trying to become a doctor, and he had like $700,000 in student loan debt, and he couldn't pass the test to become a doctor. He was taking it 3 times. And you can't bankrupt yourself out of student loan debt. So he's like, what do I do? And that was the one time Dave was like, I don't know, man. Like that is like the worst. Like you're just stuck with it. A minimum student loan payment on $700,000 is probably like $12,000 a month. And you're not a doctor, so you're not making $2,000 a month. So it's good that you like got panicked in that situation because that's a very manageable amount of that. I think when Haley and I got married, as we talked about earlier, the first year we got married, I made $9,000. I was like, and I actually owed like $900 in taxes, and I had to get a payment plan with the IRS. And like, I just don't have money. Like I paid $100 a month for 9 months, and at that point I realized like, I need to start a side hustle. I need to do something to make more money. And as I would leave the insurance office and I would drive for Uber for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then after Uber I would go deliver Chinese food at night. So I had 3 jobs that I worked simultaneously, and then that was just too much driving, so that's when I got into reselling. I was like, hey, this is way better. I don't have to leave my house. I mean, thrift store, you know.
Anyone can do it. I feel like when people are desperate, sell something. You can sell anything, pretty much anything.
Pretty much. Chanel bags.
Pretty much anything, and you usually have something in the place that you're living.
Yeah, absolutely. I did a video series back, I think it was January, maybe 2020. Started from zero. I made a secret eBay store that our viewers didn't know about. Started with $0. Found a golf bag on the side of the road, cleaned it up, sold it for $30.
Well, with respect to you guys' time, we can dive right in. I mean, it's 3:35. I think, well, no, you start. Well, actually, here's what I want you to do. Everyone's got their phone, right?
Yeah.
Take out your phone and put it in the air if you've downloaded Whatnot. If you have Whatnot. All right, go to the search bar. I'm going to go with you.
If you don't have it, I have a little cute little scanner.
You
do get $53 on me.
I mean, that's what, so.
I'm not trying to sell you anything.
Flip the World TX. Flip the World TX, make sure you're following. And then RNZY. You want to make sure you're following. We obviously are. Actually, here's what I'm going to say. I was going to say this for yesterday. Like, something really good is going to happen from this talk, and something really bad is going to happen from this talk. What's really good is you're going to see 2 models that are different but are very successful that work on Whatnot. The really bad thing is there's not going to be any excuses whatsoever after you hear kind of what we have going on. Like, everyone can do what we're doing. You just got to put in the sweat equity. You just got to put in the time. The opportunity is insane. I'm not, you know, a rep for whatnot, but like what we've seen, how we can provide for our family is bigger than we could have ever imagined. Now, I'm not trying to convince you to use whatnot. I'm just going to share kind of what we've done. But actually, why don't you start? How did you get introduced to whatnot?
How long have you been on it?
How long have you been on?
So we got started June 18th last year. Just signed up, tried it out. The reason I wanted to try it out was because I like to entertain and got like Twitch, like selling stuff, which is where I shine. Not Twitch. So I just figured personality, if you're trying to create a YouTube channel, why not try to create something where you can sell stuff? Also, I love the idea of not having inventory, not having a deck pile, not having stuff sitting somewhere that I'm hoping sells on another platform. Also, so we were full-time eBay before that, and as of this year, January 1st, we put all of our eggs in one basket and said, buy eBay, everything on order. So since January 1st, all of the money that we've brought into our home has come from whatnot. We have others trickling from like YouTube and things like that. The bulk of how we live, 100%. We got into doing the way we do it, which is live from the Goodwill bins. Basically, what was my wife's idea? She was just like, why don't we just go live over here instead of buying all the stuff, taking it home, and doing a show at the house? Let's just do it here. So we started going live there. We built relationships in Texas with Goodwills. We've done a lot of grand opening videos for them and stuff like that. So we kind of already knew we had our own foot in the door. Obviously, you don't know how it's going to work when you're selling merchandise at someone else's store. So I know that's something that some states don't allow. No one able to get that allowed on our YouTube and on our whatnot. But there's no reason you can't buy something. So it's essentially the same thing. Yeah, that's it. 100% on whatnot. We hit 6 figures on one year anniversary. So in 6 months we've already done, we're 130K now gross. Since we sold our first store, 56.7% return on investment. We have 0 inventory. We sell at every show. No dead pile, no warehouse.
That's amazing.
We don't call ourselves resellers. We're not wholesalers. We're virtual wholesalers. Another reason we came up with the idea is people would always be in our YouTube channel. Oh, I wish we had bins here, right? So I got to drive 4 hours to the bins. And I just get on the app. I'll sell you stuff. You can make money. Most of the stuff we sell is going to be in the $5-$20 range. You should be able to refund your money. I don't care what I sell it for. I'm not. That's pretty much how we do it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I want to magnify that point too. Like, it's so smart to sell the inventory before you buy it.
I don't understand how you do that.
He just explained perfectly.
You have a relationship, is that the point?
No, it's like
the store.
So I mean,
Like it's right there, in
so
there.
like
It's
you're
right
usually at the
there.
bins or
Right.
you're at the thrift store or you're anywhere. I just go live. So I obviously look at me. I live a different life than most. I never ask for permission for anything. I always ask for forgiveness. Sold stuff here today. Yeah, I've done 2 shows today. A lot of people were talking. I know it might be. I had to sell some candy. They put a lot of candy on the table. So live on whatnot, I sold candy. I did 2 shows on the plane right here.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.